Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? There you go. My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you to Pragma. This is a conference. At ETHGlobal, our goal is to get more people into the Web3 ecosystem, and we do this by running hackathons and summits. And today is one of our online summits turning into in-person. So the goal of all of this is to highlight and address a few things that we've seen in our ecosystem for the last few years. Every developer knows that every contract starts with the word pragma. It's not just the beginning of a developer's journey, but for us, this is a call towards pragmatism. Our goal here is to make this ecosystem and this space be more accessible and be known to more people in the Web3 ecosystem, and just to even a bigger, wider audience for the rest of the world who's just learning to see what's happening with all the things that we're doing. And as a result, we want to do something a little bit different compared to all the other events and conferences we've seen. So a big part of what we do is to tell people what's actually happening and what they can look forward to over the next few years. And as a result, today is very focused on the future of Ethereum and how do we address particularly scalability in the space. So Pragma and all of today is going to be addressed as follows. It's going to be a single day, and it's going to be a single track, which means we're not going to be doing two things at the same time. You don't have to choose between this talk or the other talk. And we're going to focus on the future, which means less actual talks and more conversations around what people are excited about, what have we learned from in the past, and how can we apply those lessons into the future. And also, we're going to keep it non-technical, well, mostly, which means you don't have to know what's happening with all the advancements in cryptography. We'll kind of cover some of the basics. You don't have to know exactly everything from really specifics. You just need to know that this is what it enables, and we'll do our best to make sure you can follow how to actually understand what's happening and how that gets applied. As part of this schedule, we're going to do 6 interviews today and 6 announcements. What are these announcements, you ask? Or we haven't asked yet. What are these announcements? What we're going to do is we're going to actually bring on 6 people here who are talking about some things that they've launched over the last few weeks, to also some of them are going to launch a few things today. This way you get to understand what the actual cutting edge is on all of this ecosystem around specifically scalability and things as a developer that you can look forward to. So before we go into the rest of the day and kick off with our very first interview, all of you got this amazing postcard when you checked in. This is an amazing representation of this event, this venue, this city. And for all of you who signed up, you may also remember that we asked you to verify your wallets. And just to kind of give an appreciation of kind of you being here, we're going to be giving this as an NFT through Zora to all of your wallets. So in the next hour or so, it'll all land into the address that you verified as a memorabilia. On top of all of that, there's 375 people here today from 47 different countries. We know we've been all walking around and running around all the things that are happening this week. So we're super excited to have your time and your attention today for the rest of the day on understanding how to think about the future of Ethereum. I also want to thank some of our amazing partners. I want to thank ZKsync for helping support this event, Worldcoin, Filecoin, FMX, and Polygon. They're all also going to be here. You can talk to all of these teams and really understand what they're doing and how you can actually anywhere from use what they're building to build on top of these platforms. All right, let's get into the schedule. Everything I'm going to talk about is also on the website, so you can check the website to see the latest on everything on the scheduling. If something is delayed, this is where we're going to update first, and then we'll announce that there's any difference. Things are right now 10 minutes behind schedule only until lunch, but everything else is back on track. So we're going to kick off today with an interview with Alex. We're going to talk about how zero-knowledge proofs and ZK rollups can actually help hyperscale Ethereum. Then Georgios is going to talk about Reth. If you're interested in building really powerful and quick and performant applications on top of Rust and leveraging on-chain data, you get to learn about how to do that. Then Ellie from StarkWare is going to talk about how they're thinking about growing the StarkWare ecosystem and how that overlaps with the Ethereum world. Ahmed is going to talk about how do we actually make things more modular with account abstractions and everything around making transactions get confirmed very seamlessly. Then Jesse from Base is going to talk about what the on-chain feature looks like for Ethereum. And then we're going to have the founders of Polygon come on stage in a panel, and we're going to talk about the future of how they think scalability, ZK VMs, and Polygon is growing. Then after lunch, we're going to have Robert Miller from Flashbots tell you about Suave and how you can actually think about MEV to be more accessible and as a platform. Then Uma is going to demo something their team has been building on just actually helping you do a lot of cool things with light clients. And then we're going to have Remco from Worldcoin just share an exciting announcement on what their progress has been. And then Rene, from some of you may have heard from Cello, he's going to be sharing his perspective on what made them decide to now transition Cello to be back to Ethereum as an L2. And we're going to close the day off with Martin to talk about how we can write safe code and how you can use better auditing tools to actually think about building things at scale that are consumer grade. And our last thing for the day will be an interview with Zach from Aztec telling you all the latest things about privacy, zero-knowledge proofs, and all the new cryptography announcements enhancements that we can look forward to for the next couple of years. Again, all of this is on the website, so I'm going to stop talking and we'll get the show started.